Okay, so let's finish things up. First, I want to add a bit of annotation to this. So I'm going to right click on the switch statement, hit annotations, add annotations, and place an annotation here. The annotation simply describes what the switch statement does. Hit Ctrl S to save. Now I'm aware that in my assign, in the value section, there is a hard-coded sound file path. In real sense, this file path should come into this workflow from wherever the workflow is being invoked. I'm going to create an argument for this. So I'm going to cancel out of this. And in my argument section, I would add an argument with the name in_sound file path. The argument is going to be of an in direction and of a string type. I minimize the argument section and I head back to my assign again. Now I'm going to replace this with the argument because that would bring in the file paths into this initialization. And that's it. I hit save, Ctrl S to save. The next thing I would love to do is I would only want to initialize the sound player class when the sound file path is provided. For that, I will need an if activity, and in the condition of the activity, all I want to say is not string dot is null or empty my in sound file path argument. What this means is that if the sound file path is not empty, if it has some sort of value, I hit save and I want to move this assign into the then side of the if activity. I hit Ctrl S to save and everything is looking good. Again, do not forget to add your annotations. I'm going to right click on this and add annotations. And we add the annotations describing exactly what the if statement does, and as well as the assign. I hit Ctrl S to save. Next, in my design, I want to agree that the SoundController workflow is not really an important workflow for this process to run successfully. Meaning that if an error occurs in the SoundController workflow, the process or the game should still go ahead to run successfully. For that, I'm going to wrap the entire sequence around the try catch. I'm going to right click on the sequence, cut it out, and I'm going to look for an argument. I'm going to look for an activity, try catch. I'm going to drag in the try catch into the SoundController workflow, and I'm going to right click on the try catch where it says drop the activity here, and I want to paste the entire sequence. In the catches, I'm going to catch a system exception, and inside of the catch block, I wouldn't be doing anything other than logging a message. The message I just want to log is exception.message. The word exception comes from the variable exception found in this place. For the log level, I'm going to be using 1. This is just going to display a message in the logs of my game, should in case the SoundController has an issue. Okay, I am really sorry that I have to rename my arguments countless number of times. I don't want to get you guys confused, but I feel it's necessary that I let you know. If you head over to the arguments section, it is best practice that the name of an argument has a word or begins with a word that matches its direction. Just like we did in sound file paths, you can see that it starts with in, meaning it is an in argument. This doesn't necessarily affect, or this doesn't affect the functionality of your program or project. It's just a way to show that you are an experienced and knowledgeable RPA developer. It is UiPath best practice, and it's also programming best practice. For that, I'm going to rename the arguments of the sound player class. So I'm going to change this to in_sound player. And for the switch number, in fact, the sound player is not an in, so it's an in or out. So it's going to be IO_sound player. And for the switch number, it's going to be in_switch number. I hit Ctrl S to save, and we are good. I'm just going to revisit the sequence again to ensure that I do not have any errors. No errors. Looking good. I expand the switch case, and I review each of the cases again, and it looks good. The target object is IO_sound player, which is what I expect. Everything looks good, and we are good to go. Hold up. Before you step out of this video, what you should do is you want to go to project and you want to move your SoundController into the shared folder, because it will be shared across your entire process. And we are good.